The air in the cramped antique shop was thick with the smell of dust and decay. Behind the counter, an emaciated old man watched me with vacant eyes. His gaze was unnerving, like the stare of a corpse. "It's in here," the old man rasped, his voice like dry leaves crunching underfoot. He gestured to a battered wooden chest with a tarnished brass lock. Nestled amongst moth-eaten clothes and yellowed love letters sat a music box. It was crafted from polished mahogany and inlaid with mother-of-pearl. A tiny ballerina twirled inside its glass case, her painted smile as creepy as the old man's.
"What's its story?" I asked, my fingers brushing against the cool glass. "The music box of souls," the old man croaked. "Be careful who you play it for."
"The tune will pull them to their grave, and you with them." I scoffed at his superstitious nonsense, though my skin prickled with unease. I bought the box anyway, half expecting it to be cursed. After all, stories like these always started with a foolish young man ignoring the advice of an old hermit. That night I placed the music box on my desk, its mahogany gleaming in the lamplight. I wound the key and the first notes rang out, clear and sweet like a church bell. Then the old man's words echoed in my mind. Who was he trying to warn? Me or the ballerina? Because when I turned around, she was gone. In her place stood a little girl, no more than 5, her skin the color of alabaster, her eyes pools of liquid silver. "Who are you?" I stammered, backing away from her. She only smiled wider, her porcelain skin stretched taut over her teeth like wax over a corpse. Then she began to dance, gliding across the room in silent, mocking steps. Suddenly the room spun, and I collapsed onto the floor, gasping for breath. When I opened my eyes, I found myself in a graveyard. Moonlight filtered through the gnarled branches of an ancient oak, illuminating a fresh grave. And standing by it, her white dress stained crimson, was the ballerina. Or was she a specter? A wisp of the girl I'd seen in my room. She turned, and our eyes met. Her face was a mask of sorrow. I wanted to speak, to ask questions, but no sound came out. With a final, mournful glance, she faded into the shadows, and I was back in my room, the music box lying open on my desk. Its ballerina was back where she belonged, frozen in mid-pirouette. But the tune still played, haunting and sad. Then I noticed something strange. The music box wasn't empty. Nestled in the velvet lining was a small, intricately carved wooden box. It was locked, but my curiosity was piqued. I took it home, intending to crack it open, unaware that I was being watched. For the next few days, the music box wouldn't leave me alone. Whenever I tried to ignore it, its melody slithered into my dreams, whispering of lost souls and dragging me down into the grave. Desperate for a break, I brought it to the one place I hoped was safe from its ghastly influence, the sea. I stood on the storm-tossed cliffs, bracing against the wind. The music box rattled in my hands, its tune rising above the crashing waves. As the first notes left the box, the sky cracked open and a bolt of lightning split the sea. A path of churning water formed, reaching out to me like a skeletal hand. Music swelled and the path grew, pulling me toward it. I stumbled forward, mesmerized, until I saw her, the girl from the music box, beckoning to me from the churning waves. Her form shimmered, half submerged in the roiling water, and a sob escaped my lips. I reached out to her, wanting to help, but my fingers closed on empty air. She slipped beneath the surface, and the music box fell from my numb fingers. As if sensing my despair, the ballerina whirled to life, glimpsing my reflection in the now placid sea. Her painted smile seemed cruel in the fading light. I had to get away, to escape the music box and the ghostly child it had birthed. But when I turned, the road back was gone. I was trapped. And then I saw it, a single white rose blooming defiantly amidst the gray stones of the old lighthouse. Its petals the color of bone. As I walked toward it, the rose unfurled, revealing a keyhole. I inserted the key from the music box and stepped through. Inside I found a dusty gramophone, and on its turntable, a single record. As it spun, a raspy voice filled the room telling the story of a murdered child and her vengeful spirit trapped in the music box. To break the curse, I had to find her killer. My blood ran cold as I realized the old man from the antique shop was the murderer. He'd killed the girl to keep her from leaving him. and now he was using the music box to lure unsuspecting victims to him. The lighthouse suddenly lurched, and I knew I didn't have much time. Racing through the labyrinthine tower, I found the old man in the lamp room. He was kneeling beside the gramophone, winding the record back to play again. I confronted him, and in the ensuing struggle, he revealed the final clue to his motive. The girl wasn't just any child. She was his daughter, and the music box was the only thing that kept her spirit tethered to the world. He'd killed her to keep her from dying of a wasting disease, hoping to reunite with her in the afterlife. But I wasn't going to let him join her so easily. I pushed him toward the window. Wind snatched at him, pulling him toward the churning sea. As his terrified screams were swallowed by the waves, I felt the music box in my pocket vibrate. The tune had changed, no longer a dirge, but a lullaby. And with the first rays of dawn, the lighthouse was bathed in golden light. The music box was warm in my hands, and I knew the curse was broken.